This video is about building a piano keyboard into a segmented bowl. As with any good project, it starts with a good design. I did this keyboard up in a presentation format and used it to set the proportions of the keys. This pattern on a piano keyboard repeats in increments of 7, both on the top and bottom. I wanted a 2-inch high ring, and I determined through some rough calcs that it would repeat 8 times, so that's 56 segments. I built a simple spreadsheet, which I'm willing to share, that did the calculations for me as to what size segments I needed for each of the keys. So on the piano keyboard rings, this will be for the lower ring, the white ring. It's ash. And then these two pieces will be for the black and white keys in the ring above it. This is a 56 segment wedge that I bought from Seg Easy, and the wedgie sled is set at that angle. So I'll be cutting 56 little pieces. I'll show a few of them and then turn the video off. So this is one of the wedges. So I'm going to try to cut it about just a little bit thicker than the wedge. And it doesn't have to be exact as long as it's longer. Okay, so there's 4. That one came out a little small, so something shifted on me on that one, so I'll throw it away. It's 3. So I'm going to keep doing that until I have 56 of them. You got the idea. So I have my 56 pieces that are going to go around this ring, and I have more than 56 pieces of veneer, and I'm just going to try to slide one in between each. Okay, I've got a piece of veneer between each wedge now, and we'll put it together, and if it all looks good, it's ready for glue up. So that looks pretty good, and it may look like a gap, but it's just the veneer setting off the wood, which that's the effect I'm going for on the keyboard. Like I said, this glue up's going to be a trip. I've got another pair of hands here, so my wife's sitting next to me, so we can try to get this 112 pieces glued together before the glue dries. I'm going to use Titebond 3 because it gives a little bit longer set time, and we're both going to glue, so away we go. Well, between the two of us, we got it together. Everything's fitting good and looking good. So glue up on that is complete. So I have this set block set for the small white keys that will go between the black keys, and it's a hair under 0.2 inches at the fat end, and it really tapers down to almost nothing. So I need 24 of these. I'll show cutting a couple of them. Next step is to cut these strips of African blackwood into the black keys for the ring. I have the set block set to cut 0.3 inches, which is the dimension I'm shooting for. And I changed the wedgie sled just as one piece to be square because these are not going to be tapered. So I reset the wedgie sled to cut the 56 segments, and I've got to cut the wider white keys now. And so I have all the pieces cut, and similar to the white ring that I did yesterday, the bottom keys, there's veneer that goes in. This one doesn't get as many pieces of veneer. It's just 2 per repeating unit, one between the wider white keys. So this is the repeating unit, and you can see it looks pretty close to what the picture looks like. The veneer is really just to set off, separate the keys. It'll provide a little more separation since it is the same wood. So I'm going to put this together and check the fit. The fit is good and it looks pretty cool. I think this is going to work out well. Okay, we're going to repeat the process that we did on gluing up the smaller ring with the white keyboard, or the white keys. So I've got the ring laid out here, and my wife's going to help me again just because there's so many pieces. Okay, this ring is together, and it's looking round, and it's measuring round. Beautiful. Okay, so I've got this first row of piano keys glued onto the base yesterday. So it's ready to flatten and glue the next ring on with the black and white keys. Dimension looks about right, and it's pretty flat. I'm gonna sand her down and get her perfect. Okay, so I made some pencil marks on here. When they're all gone, it will be flat. I'm going to stop right there. The inside isn't quite flat, but the next ring is only going to touch the last ½ inch or so of this outer part, so the important part is flat. And I played with the orientation, twisting this to get the best configuration I could. It's important that the veneer in this top ring lines up with the veneer in the bottom ring. I'm going to try turning and see what it looks like. I'm going to start with the inside. Okay, I'm going to work on the outside now. I already flattened and sanded flat this mahogany ring to go on here and check the fit. Everything looking good. So I'm gonna glue this on. So I'm happy with the profile on the outside. I still have some work to do down in here, but that's where my wall thickness is thinner than I'd like at this point. And I wanted to leave it for strength until the end. So I'll turn down here at the end after the rest of the bowl is assembled and on and turned. But it's looking pretty good, I think. Hopefully you think so too.